Welcome in to the Sit Down with Yolonda Jay. It's your girl, Yolonda Jay. I'm here excited about today's show. I hope you are too. Let us know where you are checking in from. Are you checking in from YouTube? Are you checking in from Facebook? Are you checking in? Where are you checking in from? I'm very, very excited to be live today in a whole lot of places. If you want to help us out, definitely follow us on LinkedIn. That's where we're trying to go live from on our page. We need a couple of more followers. Follow us on LinkedIn. And we're also on YouTube where we exclusively go live. And just today, we launched on Spotify. So I'm so glad that we're growing. Welcome to 2026. I cannot believe we are halfway through the first season, and today's guest is not going to disappoint. You hear me? You are in for a tremendous treat. I am so excited about our guest today, but let me do the formalities. You know, start here, start slow, start intentional, let it land. You have made it to the Sit Down with Yolonda Jay. Tonight is not about noise. It's not about a lot. It's about alignment. It's about stretching. It's about starting this year with intention and capacity. All right. This ain't going to be an interview. It's going to be a conversation where two women who have known each other for about 9 years are going to reflect on leadership, faith, growth, mom, entrepreneurship, and all of the things that are in between. If you are in a season where you know you're called to think bigger, you want to move bolder, you want to stretch beyond what feels comfortable, you are exactly where you need to be. So let's sit down with the one, the only Tyronica Carter. I am honored to be joined by Tyronica Carter. She is a business launch coach and strategist, a seasoned 7-figure entrepreneur, a former educator who has made remarkable impact on the business world. She's a visionary leader of a rapidly growing network marketing organization with, I don't even know what the real number is. It's definitely over 100,000 consultants, known for building strong teams and developing leaders. Her leadership, seriously? Oh no, I
don't know if it's me. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, that might have been you. I was like, wait a minute. I was on live mute for like how long? But that might be you. That might be you. Can you hear us, Tyronica?
Okay, testing. Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us out there. Let us know if you can hear us for sure.
Let me see if
I was in a group. I was in a group. Let me finish introducing you. Beyond the Numbers, Tyronica is an inspirational speaker, a co-author who teaches leaders how to unlock their potential. She's still fighting. We're gonna just navigate. We're gonna navigate. It's okay. Let's see if you're on. Let us know if you can hear me or Ty. Let us know because I can see you. Welcome in, Makisha. Hey, girl. Hey. So we can. Can you? Yeah, we can hear Ty, but she can't hear us. So we gotta make sure we set her up for success. So let me chat her. Hold on. Let me see if I can chat her. I'm going to chat her right quick, see if she can go out and come back in. And then we'll reintroduce her. Nothing like a live show. Got to be so excited about that. Welcome in. If you're here, drop it in the chat. Let us know that you are here and that you can hear. And let us know where you're from because I'm streaming live from a lot of different platforms today. So she can hear me.
I think I can hear now. Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. I can hear you now.
Yes. Woo woo! Virtual hands for Tyronica Carter. Listen, I had this fabulous intro.
It should be real, girl.
Yeah, honey. Like, let me get it together because the Millionaire is on. Let me make sure I'm right.
Oh, please.
All right, let me give you your fabulous intro that I was working on. All right, so tonight we're honored to be joined by Tyronica S. Carter. She's a business launch coach and strategist, a seasoned entrepreneur, a former educator who made a remarkable impact on the business world. She's a visionary leader with rapidly growing network marketing. Listen, I don't know how many people she got. It's a lot. It's definitely over 125, could be over 140, could be 150 right now. 1,000 consultants in her team, known for building strong teams and developing leaders. Her leadership has earned her 7-figure success and positioned her as a trailblazer, holding one of the highest ranks in her network marketing company. But beyond the numbers of a network marketing company, she is that coach and strategist where she's inspiring through her inspirational speaker tour that she be doing. Like, if you want a good host, they love me to host, but I mean, let me tell you, go to TyronicaCarter.com and book now, okay? Because she hosting up a storm, who's also a co-author who teaches leaders how to unlock their potential, cultivate confidence, and lead with clarity. I love this. It says your philosophy is captured in 3 powerful words: out, dream yourself. Please welcome Tyronica S. You got to put that on there. Carter, Mrs. Carter to... What is it? Are you 2.0? 2.0, Mrs.
2.0, girl. Yes. Thank you. Wow, girl. What an introduction, honey. Leave it to Yolonda Jay to introduce you.
I tried. Let me tell them. Look, I was asking you to be here, and I thought about how dope my network was during my last session. My last session was a full circle with someone I've known since I was 18 years old, and I've admired since then. But let me tell y'all how Tyronica Carter is my Black girl magic personified. When I first stepped into a company I did not want to be a part of, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with what y'all talking about. And then I saw the product and I was like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna have to, and I'm wearing it to this day. Let's be clear. Somebody asked me the other day, what you wearing? I don't wear nothing but that brand. Like, stop playing.
Stop playing.
So when I got into that, I have been in network marketing. This is no slight to any other culture, but I have been in network marketing before, and I never seen anybody that looked like me in a success position. And so when I came over to the network marketing company we shared for at least 9 years, you were my Black girl magic. I was like, I just wanna, whatever she's doing. And I think you might have been at Fashionista at the time, which is a nice elite role, but it ain't nothing like your current role, right? But it was like my whole goal was just to get to Fashionista, because Tyronica, if Tyronica can do it, I can do it. And I love that translates even to now when people see you in even other spaces, right? They still say, oh, if Ty can do it, I'm not used to calling you Tyronica all out like that. If Ty could do it, I can do it, right? And so I just want you to know that you have been my Black girl magic for 9 years. I emulated my 6-figure business through your lens completely. And you were always my unofficial mentor. You never was like, do this. But one thing you did do, and I will never forget, the first time you won 6-figure award, you walked out of this, who were we, like a arena or something, and you saw me. You was like, oh, you next. Oh, you coming for it. This is going to be you. You spoke that life into me, and that's why you'll forever be my Black girl magic. It's my show, and I could take 5 minutes to give her flowers while she's yet here and can hear them. You know, I do have a clapping thing, so there it goes, the clapping emoji. Let me see if I can make the clapping sound. Oh, it won't even do it. That's just rude. Don't be rude.
Listen, I was about to say, because I'm not familiar with this platform, so I wouldn't know how to do much of anything on here. I'm just glad I got the volume on.
I'm glad you got the volume on too. There it is. I had it on mute. My bad. Like, I'm not familiar with the platform, but I do love the platform. Shout out to Riverside. If you would like to get on this platform, inbox me, because I'm gonna give you a link, because I love this platform. I'll tell you about it later though. But I'm learning it as well. It doesn't matter. You're here and we're here, and we're gonna get to it. Starting off the year was so excited. It was very serendipitous that you picked this date. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be ending the year with one of my favorite people, and then beginning the year with one of my favorite people. So I'm very, very excited. And we're going to jump in, because the sit down is all about leadership, entrepreneurship, the things that people really, I started the platform and my new coaching business because I was stuck for so long and just didn't know what to do. And
Right.
I want to create a platform where people learn how to get out of their fear, their comfort zone, to stretch, and basically to stand up in whatever area that they are. But when you are successful in a six figure, seven figure, does not mean it comes easy, does not mean that it comes without reproach or any kind of journey. And so that's what I want to talk about. So people, they see you at this part and they go,
Right.
oh, right? I remember you told me I just wanted to. First of all, it took you a long time to get started in that business. I
Yeah,
love that story. But the
it
second
did.
thing is, you just wanted a couple of $100 and then it made six figures, like, I mean, six, seven figures after a while. So I want people to know that once you start, you can become whatever it is that you put in your mind. Like you said, outdream yourself. So here's my first
Exactly.
question for you. When you reflect on this current season of your life, what feels most present about the right now, Tyronica?
Um, Reflecting on where I am now, I guess thinking about where the right now, Tyronica, it makes me really say sometimes like, wow, is this where I always was supposed to be? It's you come to a right now place where you are where you didn't see for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you have others that push you to where they see you. And sometimes,
Mm.
you just have that step of faith that you have to take to get you there and just taking the journey without even realizing where you're going. So that's really where it is. It's just I didn't imagine myself here at all. And so it takes sometimes for someone, especially like me, a lot of people think, because I have the platform that I have and the things that they see me do, that I'm this really outgoing person, and I'm not. It really has to take me time to digest and even accept that this is where I'm supposed to be.
I remember your first public speaking days. You was like, I got to do what? I was
Listen,
actually even surprised because when you commented on something on the business page, it's like, this person is 10K plus followers. I was like, this is just Tyronica. And then I went to your page. I'm
okay,
like, this
right.
person got 25,000 people on this page, on your regular page. So I remember the days where you was like, speaking is not what I'm about to do. Like, I can't
No, my
believe
comfort zone was in front of 6, 7, and 8-year-old kids
that's
all
what you
day. So,
said,
you
right?
know,
We'll talk about that. You spent 15 years, I believe, about 15 in education, shaping young minds before stepping into this. What happened internally that made you realize, listen, I love the baby, 6, 7, and 8, I think you said, but I'm meant for this bigger platform.
Um, again, like you said earlier, it took me a while to even say yes to the opportunity of entrepreneurship and trying something different. All I ever wanted to do was teach. I didn't even consider any other profession other than teaching. That's all I ever wanted to do. And so you have this thing inside of you as you start growing into a place again, like I said, that you didn't even imagine that you had in you, or where you were going, or what life was leading you to. And at some point you have to step back and realize and say, and notice when God is taking over, because otherwise
Mm.
what was in me would have shut me down and made me stay where I was. And again, yes, absolutely love the babies. I love teaching. I still love teaching to this day. But I have to realize as well, sometimes chapters open and chapters close. And then you have to start a new one, even when it doesn't look like what you had, myself was going to be into administration. In the education world. That's what I thought I was moving towards. I thought I was moving towards other degrees, continuing my college education. However, there comes a time when you have to stop and say, where is this taking me? And at some point it becomes enjoyable and something that you absolutely want to do.
That's right. Now, listen, talk about that outdream yourself. I think that is an amazing line. Or what do you call it? Like a mantra, personal
Slogan.
philosophy, slogan. Okay. How did that phrase come about and represent your personal brand?
Outdream yourself came to me pretty early on as I things started moving really fast for me in the network marketing industry. because again, it wasn't on my radar at all. And again, when you start seeing moves and changes being made in one place, and you're like, no, but I'm over here, I'm teaching. Teaching is my thing. That's all I ever
Right,
wanted to
over
do.
here.
Of
Leave
course,
me
there's nothing
alone.
else for me to do. And so, again, that there was that nudge, there was that something there that says that no, this is where you now have to elevate to. You've done your part with the babies, you put in the work, you've done your training, as I like to call it. Now that was my training and my battleground for where it led me to now. And so I came up with outdream yourself because of the fact that that's exactly what it was. I never would have imagined not only leaving the classroom and stepping into an entrepreneurship role, but the level of entrepreneurship and the level that my business has gone to over these past 2 years is far outside of what I would have ever imagined and dreamed for myself. Because at some point, be honest, I would have put a cap on it. Like I said, when you said when I first started, I only wanted to make like $500 a month, and I'm thinking it'll be a year before I even see that. I saw it the first month, the very first month. And so had I put that cap on it myself, had I only gone to what my mind could have imagined, then
Mm,
where would I be? So you have to really outdream yourself, because what's for you and what is already written in the stars for you is there already, and it's bigger than what you even can imagine.
wow. What's one belief that you did hold about success early in your journey that you don't even subscribe to anymore?
Um, I think one dream that I probably did hold on to or subscribe to, that I would not hold on to anymore is thinking that there's one way to do it, putting
Hmm.
yourself in a bubble. I know when I first started and my team started growing, and I really honed into my team about kind of doing it one way. But then I
Right.
realized that everybody is different. And in order for someone to see success, you have to be relatable to your followers, which means you have to be yourself. You have to do one things one way. The thing is, we're all going to do things different way, but as long as we arrive at the same time, we may take different paths to get there, but the goal is to get to the same place. And so yours may look different from what mine look like. And so one of the things that I do, especially when I'm onboarding new people to do what I do, I say, what is your goal? What do you want to do? What does that look like for you? And so I
That's
just
good.
try to help get them to put that together in a place where they see success in their way.
I love that leadership nugget that you just dropped. What should anyone who wants to try to lead others know before they try to lead others?
I mean, to be a leader, you have to be, again, open, flexible. You can't lead people if you already have it in your mind that you want it to be done one way, your way or the highway. You can't lead people if you don't understand that people are different. And I think that's one thing that definitely the classroom helped me to understand is differentiating strategies of how to get people again to that same destination that we're all trying to get to. And so leaders have, before you can lead anybody else, you have to know and understand that everything is not going to go the way you want to. One of
Period.
the things that I also was told very early on in the business that I live by is you can't motivate people, you can only inspire them. So their motivation comes from the inspiration that they receive from you and the things that they see you do. So just know that you're not going to be able to save everybody, but however, as long as you have the attitude that I'm going to save you the way that, in a way that you're receptive to and that you're able to handle, then you and that person that you're working with as a leader will definitely get to where they're trying to go.
I love that because I think I had been stuck in that trying to save everybody, make sure everybody got it's exhausting to try
It
to save
is.
everybody. It's exhausting. I love that you talk about that. What would you how can I say this? How much of leadership is about influence? Because we're in the age of the influencer. Because I mean, I looked at your I've seen your profile for the last 9 years. I don't know when it went to 25K. I was was like, who is she? I don't know who she is. How much is it influence, and how much do you balance inspiring others and like staying true to yourself? And I will say this, let me put the pin in it right here. I have not seen you change since I met you. Like, to me, you have been the same, if not like progress better, but like you have
Yeah.
been at the core the same person, at least in my experience with you. How do you do that balance when it comes to the kind of success that you have?
And that's actually kind of hard to balance. One thing as a leader is you have to make sure that you are keeping your goal at the end, right? So when I first started my journey in entrepreneurship, it was all about me. It was about me, tapping into something different, trying to figure out how I can make an additional stream of income. And so the things that I put out there as far as influencing and sharing with other people was my journey. It was me. It was everything about myself and just me being me. And along the way, as you start becoming a leader and your team starts growing, and yes, then your goal and your insights become, okay, I want to help this person. I want my team and the people who trusted me enough to join me to see the same success that I have, right?
Right, right.
Um, but once I took on that mantra of I can't motivate you because it's exhausting. I will forget myself and my own business. I will forget my own goals by trying to save you. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you realize and look at it that way, then you stand true to yourself will continue, because at the end of the day, when I do post, when I am putting content out there, it is me. It is wholeheartedly, it is 100% me, but I'm hoping that along the way my team will get it, catch it,
Mm-hmm.
and they become inspired by what they see me do, and therefore they're motivated to walk that same path and achieve those same goals. So a lot of people get caught up in the likes and fame and follow me, but that's not what it's about. That will come along. People will like you and like your journey along the way, but that's not what it's about. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still out here for building my kingdom, my journey, my
Mm-hmm.
business, but I want you to follow that same path, be true to yourself, catch that same thing, and experience the same success.
That's a great segue into being in the new year. So you know that when people are in the new year, they absolutely go to this whole new year, new me, new goals, new dreams, new you know how that goes, right?
Right,
Everybody's in the
right.
gym, everybody's reading a book, everybody's starting something. And so when of course when I think of you, I think of millionaire energy, huh? Right? Let's be clear. She don't like to talk about it, but I talk about it because I'm your hype man, okay? Millionaire energy, especially when we talk about the new year. What is the heart posture do you believe is essential before anyone takes an action plan with that? They want to be have that millionaire energy themselves personally, but what's the essential thing that they need to do? Because it's not just money, it's a mindset, right?
Right. You have to, the essential thing to that is number one is having a clear understanding of what you want, right? Because, we all say, I want to be this and I want to make this amount of money. And this year I'm going to do this, but you have to make sure you have a clear vision, because I will be honest, my word for the year is accomplished, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
reason my word is accomplished is because last year, even myself, I have so many things, but they're all right here.
Yep.
And so
Same.
it's like you want it, but it's so only so long that you can just want it and talk it and have it written down in a journal. So you have to at some point accomplish it. And
Mm-hmm.
and that needs to start by here and having a very clear understanding of how you're going to execute it. I mean, that it was a real eye opener for me this year, because last year I went through so much of I'm gonna do this and all these ideas, and I even went so far as to jot them all down. But then at some point there has to be something that'll click and say it's time to accomplish. It's time
Yeah,
to execute. And then so therefore I then broke it even down even more to a 3 month, 6 month, and a year goal. So when
I
you
love
do
that.
that and you have a clear vision of how those months, 3 months, 6 month, and a year, they build on top of each other, that's
Mm-hmm.
the segue to go ahead and make sure that you are on the path to lead to wherever it is you're trying to get to.
I love those small goals. Small goals make a big difference. I want to tell you, I saw your post. I'm one of the 25. I'm just going to lean
Yeah.
right there. I'm one of the 25,000 people who follow you too, on one platform. I didn't even look at the other platforms, but I saw that word accomplish because mine is execute, almost the same thing.
Yes.
Accomplish means a little bit more though, not just execute, but get the goal, right? Accomplish means hit the goal, execute means get it
Right.
done. But
Right.
I have to execute. I have journals and journals and journals and journals. And Ty, I even went on to building the plan, just not executing. How much money will I make? How much this? How much da, 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 all the resources I need? Because me and Chat got a relationship. So I'll be like, I'm thinking about, and I start building out the plan and just not moving on a thing. and
Right.
and for me it is, I don't like to be messy when I do things. I like it to be in so much order. It has to be like really, put together, branded well, like all of the things, right? Before I even move, I got to find out if I got a handle for it on Instagram, which is all good, but I can get stuck in those weeds, and I know I'm not the only one. So what's your word of the year? Drop it in the comments. Mine is execute, ties is accomplish, and I am going beyond putting it in the journal, beyond talking to Malcolm, who
Yes.
is my chat GBT bot, and actually doing a thing and do, yes, he has a name. And I let me tell you something personal. I upgraded him and I lost him. And so I'm very lost right now because my bot
Uh,
is gone. And so I am
what?
downgrading so I can see if my bot comes back. But anyway, um,
No.
but executing, making sure it makes it out of the manual. My coaching community, I guess you can call it. I don't know what to call them yet. Coaching community is reading the 12-week year. I see Makisha on. If you could drop that in the comments. The 12-week year is exactly what you said, dropping it in small chunks, doing it. You
Yeah.
said 3 months, 6 months, but it's still every 12 weeks that you are hitting another target in your overall goal, not waiting to the end of the year. So if you want to jump on that, well, our book club started today. You're not too late. Jump on the 12-week year. It's very similar to what Ty is talking about on how to break down
Yes.
those goals to hit the overall goal. I love that one. So yeah, I'll be rambling sometimes.
Because that
Watch
goes
what I'm
along with
saying.
the accomplish, because you were right, you hit it right on the head when you said, execution is one thing, but to actually accomplish it, you can't accomplish anything if you don't have a goal in place, right? If you don't have something, a target in place. And so that's where I learned that 3, 6 in 1 year goal mark from a recent vision board party I went to, and they had us to chunk it down like that. And I said that makes so much sense because you can talk about how you want to execute and get it done. And a lot of people will say, by the end of the year, I want this done. Well, here
Mhm.
it is September, and you've barely even put one foot in front of the other. So giving it those small goals and then allowing it to be built on top of it in the next 6 months, and then okay, by the end of the year, then that really was eye opener for me, especially moving towards my word of accomplishing.
Hmm. I don't want to skip this space by saying that, and I used to tell my team that small goals help you stay on top of it, right? Like it
Yeah,
helps you, motivate you, gives you more buy-in to what you're doing. When you accomplish, when you break down the big goal into smaller chunks and then you accomplish, it gives you that motivation to keep going the next 12
exactly.
weeks, the next 3 months, right? And so
Yep.
I would
Yep.
absolutely aspire for you to do that uh, going forward for your 2026 goals. So I know you're a woman of faith. I wanted to ask you about, I can use words like when the spirit nudges, huh? When the spirit nudges you into a new season like 2026 and all the things that's jumping out of your journal today. I hope one of them is write a book. I just put that out there. I don't know if it's on there, but
I
write a
have
book, girl.
4 books. I just don't have one by myself. I have 4 collab books.
Yeah, we'll promote them right quick.
Oh, I will
I
look. Look.
got 4 books, girl.
Don't pass me that book over there, that orange book, the orange and that black book. I do. We've had to kind of, keep some things on the low right there in that cabinet on the low low. But now we're ready
Now
to
you can
jump out and
express
talk about
yourself.
it. So I
Take it
do. I
over.
have 4 books. I only have 2 of them over here right now. Mm, nope, not this one. Give me the other black one. So this was my first one.
I love that one.
This one is called Six Figures and Beyond. creating
Mm-hmm.
success. It says in the network marketing industry, but most people, everybody pretty much knows business is business.
Right.
All strategy, pretty much marketing and creating that all is the same no matter what your business is. And so this is my first one that I did as a collab. The other one, I don't know if my mom see it. I just recently did one. I know that's not over there. That I'm so proud of. It's actually like a memoir. It's called you can give me that, Letters to My Son. And so I was able to, with other moms who have sons, write like a little
Mm.
memoir to our sons. And that was so special, Yolanda. When I tell you, I was like, I didn't know I was going to be crying the whole time I wrote my chapter, but it was so
Oh.
special. This is another one. It's called Secrets to Success, right here. So this is,
I have
I
never
was with
heard of
another
these.
other
Like you've really
women.
been
Yes.
sitting on these.
Don't worry about it. You're going to start seeing it a lot more
The
now. Okay.
25,000 movie.
Secrets to Success for Women in Business. So again,
I
another
love
collab
that.
with powerful women in business.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, listen, I have been booked and busy. I've been on a few magazine covers, all that good stuff, girl. That's okay.
Is that Ben in the
I had to throw
background?
that in. But yes, I do need to write an individual book.
Tell Ben we said hi. Hi, Ben.
No, that's my
Mhm.
mom over there.
Oh, that's your mom. Hi, mom.
Hi.
Thank you for birthing one of my inspirations. She don't know. She don't
Oh, it's
know.
my pleasure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So Ty, when the spirit nudges you to get into this new season, because like right now you just all I could see is you spring expanding when you said that. You was like, oh, now you don't gotta worry about it. Oh, you'll hear about it, right? When you get into that new season, how do you help the audience discern the energy of wanting to get in the nervous energy into wanting to get into a new season and trying new things and doing new things from fear, doubt, and maybe even ego.
Oh, that's a good one, especially when you say even ego. Because one of the things with that is you have to you have to trust yourself.
Mm,
I tell people a lot of time the main thing that's holding you back is you. Like the car is in drive, you have your foot on the brakes. And one thing people have to understand is their gifts. You know, you talk about spiritually, spirituality, your gifts are in you. And if it's something that you've thought about, you've dreamt of, it's tugging at you, but you have that fear of there's no way, like how on God's green earth would I even make that happen? And I tell people all the time, you have to pray, you have to listen, because if God put it within you and it even a thought, then it's in you also to see it through, to make it come to reality. You just have to trust yourself. Again, come up with, sit down and start writing. Writing has really been helpful to me because I can put things in Chat GPT. They can give me all the ideas, especially now we're in that season, right? We're in that era. It wasn't always that way. But you write it down. And one of the things that's powerful about writing is the ideas keep coming and they keep coming. And then you have it written down, and a week later, 2 weeks later, something in you is going to pop up an idea that's going to build on what you've already written down. See, that's
mm,
it right there. But sometimes people don't recognize that.
mhm,
You don't recognize that when that thought comes upon you, that it's an expansion of what you had already thought about, your idea that people are telling you you're crazy. It doesn't make sense. How are you going to make that happen? I'm telling you, journaling it works. It works. It helps you keep all of those thoughts together. It may take a year before you have it all written down, but I promise you, if you keep writing those thoughts down, they're going to build on top of each other. And later on, at some point, you're going to open that book, read everything, and say, oh, this makes sense. It
mhm,
didn't make sense at the time as it was coming to you in pieces. But once you have it all together, there it is right there. So you have to trust the gifts and the talents that are naturally in you. We're all born with them. And
mhm,
sometimes we're not in tune to what our gifts and talents are. It took me a long time to understand that my gift and my talent is educating, teaching, and inspiring people. How do I know that? Because I have people tell me all the time, you're such an inspiration, you inspire. And I just be like, I'm just living my life. Like what well, thank you. And I'm so serious about that. And that's what goes back to what we said earlier. With my team, yes, in my heart, I have your best interest at heart. I want you to succeed, but I need you to get that inspiration from what you see from me. I'm just living my life. I'm just doing what I do. And so that's how I know that that's what my gift is without me even realizing it, or to see it beyond a teacher, just a teacher.
Mhm.
Let me put that in quotes, because baby, we not just teachers. But that's how people make you feel, just a teacher. And so those gifts and talents are far beyond that. It's deeper than that. And so you have to come in tune with that, and jotting it down, journaling it is what's going to help you see where you belong in that space.
I love that. I was thinking about times of uncertainty. So when I was in the business with you, we thought that COVID was time of uncertainty when it was amazing time for our business for real. But how do you tell your team or people that follow you in the coaching space about how to handle times of uncertainty, either business or personal, where they have to hold on to that faith that you were talking about before seeing actual results? What would you tell your team, your followers, your
That's a hard
25,000
space.
followers?
That is definitely a hard space to be in, because at the end of the day, to be point blank honest and period, you hear people say all the time, no one's going to come and save you. And to a certain extent, yes, people will save you. A message will come across your Facebook page, scripture will come to mind, a phone call. But at the end of the day, it has to be you who says enough is enough. That's
Mm,
enough. I can't live in this space any longer. I want to do more. And as a leader, and especially being in business for 10 years, I'm telling you, there's plenty of times where I have to save myself. I get in funks. I get in where, oh my God, I don't want to do this today. I can't. But at the end of the day, I have to save myself. Bills aren't going to get paid if I don't get up and I make moves. So you have to, in a time of uncertainty, that's also a time where sometimes you have to make your own wave. That's when your own creativity has to kick in. I will be honest and say that COVID, and even some of the times afterwards, is what definitely inspired me to expound upon what I do. There's
mm-hmm,
more to it. And during
mm-hmm.
those times, it's really when you just need to go into that place, keep your journal, pray, um, and just look for what's deep inside of you.
Makisha said she's happy. I think that's, yeah, Makisha, happy to get back
Write
into
it all
journaling.
down.
Right, write it down. I mean, the Bible does say, write the vision, make it plain. So we
Listen,
start there with the vision, but then when you keep your thoughts in one place or even your business ideas in one place and it's not scattered, it's easy to build upon them. That's what I learned anyway. So I come
exactly.
back to it because sometimes I have a moment, then it's like, okay, it's gone. Then I come back to it and then oh, let me build on it right here. Or I'm up late and oh, let me think about this and then write it. So I love
Mhm.
journaling for that
And even
reason.
at some point, I get so attached to my phone in a note section, I definitely have to write my stuff in my phone because I'm out and about and I think
Mhm.
of something, I put it there. But at some point, I have to journal and put that in there in the place where it needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Because I have those. And I'm telling you, when you look back up on it and all those ideas are together, and it's going to make so much more sense. It comes together to make sense for you.
So when you look at your year ahead, what's the next level version of Tyronica that you are reaching to aspire to?
The next version of me is definitely to continue to outdream myself. I am looking, I have, of course, things in place um, that I want to work out for me, just like with anything. Okay, here's my plan. Here it is. Now let me go and work for it. So I'm hoping, and we're not hoping. My year ahead is definitely going to be a year that I feel like is going to be another outdream myself year. Another year
Mm,
where things are going to happen that I have no idea that it is. All I know is I have a plan. All I know is I have these ideas. All I know is I have a plan to make these ideas be accomplished by certain dates. And
mhm.
so with that faith and with that just working without understanding, that's one thing I've learned in the business is Just work, just do it. You don't understand. I've already, I felt like God has told me a few things to add to my list of things to do, and I'm like, why? That doesn't make that doesn't even align with the business things that I do. But I'm going to add it. I don't know, so you have to learn how to just do it and give it your 100%. And because what happens is doors open, networking
Mhm.
opens. And so
Mhm.
I'm having that faith that whatever these there's two things that I added to my list, and I'm like, why am I doing that? And we'll just see.
You always at the table though, so go on and put them in your pockets. And when you at the table, quote unquote, you can pull out the arsenal. Okay. Is there one question
Listen.
you might ask yourself when your moment of I need to accomplish this calls for like next level courage? Because so we're not talking when we talk to you about little small little things that we want to get done. We talk about big next level things. So is there something that you have to ask yourself, psych yourself up, or do when that moment calls for those big outdream yourself goals?
Yeah, I just have to do it. To be honest, even like things like this, I have to build. I'm telling you, the hour before I'm sitting down, okay, get up, build yourself up. Like I have to just psych myself up and do it. And even though you say, okay, Ty, you're talking big things, what about the small things? It's just one footstep. When you
Mhm.
get over you, when you get over you being the one that's stopping you, that's where the magic happens. Um, I told someone, who was I telling that to? That we're the only ones that's denying ourselves access.
Wow.
It's no one else. It's not who's stopping you from doing what you're supposed to do. It's yourself and your disbelief or your, and I get it because again, as a teacher, trust me, teaching 15 years, you best believe there were several times I was like, how can I do something else? What else can I do? And I kept coming to the conclusion that I don't have a degree in anything else. There is nothing else for me. And of course, educational wise, I thought of other businesses, but I kept doubting myself. Ty, you don't have a business
Mhm.
degree. How are you going to
Mhm.
get money to fund this? Where would you even start? You don't know. But when the opportunity came, because I guess God saw those things in my heart that I was ready to grow and expand, he brought it to me in a way that I promise you, I said no for 2 years. I don't want to do that. Nuh-uh. What is that? That's not what I do. I teach, I don't sell, right? And so it's just all about getting out of your way and stop denying your own self the access to a greater future.
I just told somebody the other day that we were talking about our children. Shout out to your boys who are fabulous in their own respective
Thank
ways.
you.
Love watching them grow up. Uh, but I was talking about how different my children are. So, you have those two. I got a trough of
We
them. So
got
there's a
girls.
whole
Oh,
lot of
and my baby
personalities.
Blues.
There's a whole lot of personalities happening in the house, different learning styles, work styles. We even talked about that with our team, where everybody is kind of different. It's the same
Hmm.
thing in my household dynamics. And so all of my children are really brilliant in their own way. But that middle one, boy, she just, doing
Don't
it
do us
her
little children.
own.
Don't do us like that.
Oh, it's you too. She doing it her own way. She marching to her own beat. And we were talking about how if college may not be the thing, is it something else? And I was telling them and share with them that college is not what made me six figures. What was on my degree did not make me six figures. So I
Hmm.
never want to pressure I want all of my children, let me be clear, just in case they're listening. I want them all to go to college. That's just
Right.
me and my,
Hmm.
conservative self. But in the real world, that is not what made me the money. And so we have to be able to pivot in those kind of scenarios where it just may not be what was on the degree that actually gives you it could be the download from God that he gives you the idea
Right.
that gives you the lifestyle and freedom and time freedom and financial freedom that you want, because it was not my psychology degree. I used it
Yeah.
for a long time, but I was hustling 9 to 5 and I had to ask for time off and I had to and then I got into something that wasn't even in my wheelhouse and my whole life changed. So do remember
Absolutely.
that. right? Don't be afraid because you don't have the degree, or you not the most polished, or you are the introvert, or whatever it is that you might be or think that you are. I'm telling you, God can use you in any space that you're in, to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or
You're right.
think. All right, we at the end of our show, but I wanted you to leave us with some, already, like it went so fast. I want to you to leave us with some wisdom that you would give women who want to step out into that millionaire energy. I love using that word because I know you like, girl, stop. Not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. What wisdom would you give women who want to step out into that millionaire energy in 2026?
So as women, of course, I'm a woman, and when I was teaching, I had two small children at the time. My boys were younger, 10 years ago. Having a classroom full of children, everybody else's children, 30 kids. Shout out to the teachers who teach
30
first grade and
kids.
have 30 first graders by themselves with no assistant. Yeah, that actually happens. And those times where you're tired and you're not understanding um exactly purpose, right? You don't understand where you're going and the things that you're going in. So to encourage those women, Ben is trying to, I guess he's just seeing the show and realizing my light isn't good. So he's bringing me light right now. It's
Ben, you
working.
late. You late, Ben.
No,
Press the red button.
I tried.
Oh, voila.
That's what I'm here for, baby.
I'm about to
40
say
minutes
that's what I
later, huh?
Yeah.
shout out to
Close out
Ben
real well.
Carter.
Girl. So yeah, so the advice I would give to those women who are, looking for that millionaire energy,
Mhm.
um, like you said, not financially, is you are a woman. What makes me feel good? It's Monday. On my Mondays when I was teaching and it was those dreary Mondays, I'm getting up. I'm going to put on some cute jewelry. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to do my makeup. Now, Monday may be the only day that I look like that, but I need that on Monday. I need that on Monday to get through Monday, right? And so it all starts from that inner confidence. But Ty, how do I get that confidence? How do I do that? I may feel like my hair doesn't look good, or I don't have the clothes to be stylish. It's not the outer part, it's the inner part that comes out through the outer part, right? It's the inner beauty that exudes that makes your outer beauty beautiful. Whether you feel like whatever you look like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but my inner beauty and how I feel on the inside is what exudes through my confidence of my outer beauty. So start there. Get up. One of the best things that someone told me when I stopped teaching and I started doing entrepreneurship full time is she told me, get up every morning as if you're going to work, take a shower, comb your hair, brush your teeth, put some clothes on, and start your day at the same time every day. Now, I don't do that all the time, but when I do, trust me, my day rolls like millionaire energy. Do you see what I'm saying? That energy exudes. And so when you feel good, like what Deion Sanders say, you look good, you feel good, you're going to do good. And that's where you start. Because when I do start my day off like that and I feel good, I'm here, I'm already boom, I'm ready to start rolling in my notebook. I'm ready to start looking through there and see what can I start executing, what can I start planning, what else can I add on top of that to now become to where I eventually accomplish. So that's where your millionaire energy starts. Because at the end of the day, no matter what your bank account says, what you're putting out there is what you're going to eventually get back in, and that's what matters the most. And people have to understand that if you're going to complain and you're going to talk about how you're not seeing results, then guess what? That's what you're putting out there in the atmosphere, and that's what you're going to reap, because that's what you're sowing. But those
Mm.
people who have that mindset and that idea of, I don't know what it is, but something's big gonna happen. I'm gonna keep working towards it, and that's what you're gonna reap what you sow. So sow that in there. Keep that millionaire mindset energy. I promise you it's going to get there, whether it you see it through the dollars, but you're gonna see it in the reward of just how your life is, period.
Listen, I'm distracted about this lighting that been just altered. I hear you, but I was like, Dad, he did that. He did that. We gonna have to start
Girl,
over.
the ring light all up in my face. And I didn't even think about the ring light, child.
We gonna have to start over thanks to Ben. Shout out to Ben Carter. Oh, Tyronica, I do hope that you know that you have my entire heart as someone who has inspired me to just go out and outdream myself. That's the season I'm in. Outdream myself because I know, and honestly, New Year's was just confirmation. I'm going to make sure I was with my bishop. I was like, I love my pastor. I got to be with my bishop. But my pastor
Uh-huh.
made his way to my inbox too. So I love him. Shout out to Pastor Mark Moore. But I went to go see my bishop because I know that I needed to be, he has an anointing service and I knew I had to be in it, and it just confirms some things that I'm supposed to do, the boundaries that I need to stretch, the things that
Mm-hmm.
I am planning that make that I, yes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Keep doing it. I love that confirmation when God does that. It
Yep.
makes it a little bit easier, but it's still, you know, it's the fear, or I don't be afraid. I can't use that word. It's the
Unknown.
unsurety of it
Mm-hmm.
all, I guess,
The
um
unknown, yes.
can I handle another thing on my plate kind of thing that I struggle with, like how to get it all done, I guess is where I'm going. But I'm so grateful for like confirmations from conversations even like this one, and from my bishop and even my pastor. He texted and he was like, God got so much for you, and I was like, thank you, because I'm in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, because sometimes we doubt ourselves. And I thought about that,
Yeah.
and asking you that, like, how do when people aspire to do what you're doing, or to have the achieve the level of success that you have, but that demand creates new boundaries that you have to expand through, like what is there any boundary that you had to, I think I heard a few though, I think I know the answer, that you had to establish in this season to make sure you're protecting your vision and your peace to do with all the things that you need to do to accomplish, because I want to tell people how sometimes that's necessary when you
Mm-hmm.
are a woman, a mother, a wife, and all of the things, and
Mm-hmm.
a leader of 5,000 100 people. How many? I don't know. Every time I look it up, the number.
150,000, but you know, he's fine.
I mean, it's just a little 150,000. Like, are there things that you have to put in place to make sure that you get your accomplishments done? Are there things that you're putting in place?
Um, let's just say this. Jeremy Anderson said a few years ago, my ceiling will be my children's ground floor.
Absolutely. Yeah. My
Like
mother
that
and I
blew
talk
my
about that.
mind. And I feel like the only boundaries that I would put in place, because I feel like I'm just getting started on learning to expound beyond what I've been doing, right? Because I felt like for the longest, I was like, okay, Lord, you put this on me. You dropped the bombshell, take me out of the classroom. You dropped the bombshell, of putting me here, leading this team. Now I lead a whole bunch of grown-ups, and I didn't used to do that, right? That's a whole nother story than leading children. But only boundary I would put on myself, because I'm excited to go into spread my wings, go into new avenues,
I
build,
love that.
is I would just say if it doesn't feel right, if it just
Hmm.
absolutely completely doesn't feel right and doesn't feel like me, right? I mentioned a few minutes ago that God put on my heart two new things to do, and I'm just like, that has nothing to do with what I already do. it it didn't not feel right, right? If it just didn't feel right, okay, that didn't come from God, that came from
Hmm.
me watching somebody else, right? Because sometimes
We
kind
do
of
that.
right now in a little, people on social media, everybody's trying to do something new, which is great, but we don't want to do something new because there's someone else who I admire and love that's amazing, and I want to follow them. But if it don't feel right, then that's not for you. What
I
you
love it.
should do is take what they are doing and model behind it, right?
Hmm.
Take what feels right to you, go where you are being led to go. And if you feel like the way they're doing it is like, yes, I need a blueprint, that's the blueprint, and I'm gonna model it in my own way behind
Hmm.
it. So any type of boundaries that you would set, it would need to be something that just doesn't feel right. Not the scared, I don't want to do that. That's uncomfortable. That's a difference. And I think as adults, we know the difference in being
Mhm.
uncomfortable and it just doesn't feel right. That's not me. So set that boundary for yourself and realize if you're going into a space that is just not you, then it's not for you. There's something else that is being tugged your way, pulling on you that really is for you. However, you can go about doing it, in the way that you may be inspired by seeing somebody else's journey.
Ty, I've seen you in kind of that keynote speaker energy. So I'm going to let you close us out with any thoughts you want to tell budding entrepreneurs about this space of leadership, millionaire mindset going into this year strong. Anything you want to leave us and our audience with?
Listen, those who are going into a new era, um, one thing the commonality that I saw in a lot of people, whether they were already entrepreneurs or people who are, working their 9 to 5s or in school, I saw a lot of people saying that this will be the year of growth, success, and progress for
Wow.
people. I think in general, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the circumstance or where you are in life, it's going to be those things that are going to happen for people in general because people are kind of waking up, right?
Mhm.
We're realizing that traditional things that it has been the norm 10, 20 years ago, it's just not how the world is. You got AI, you got social media. It's just different. And if you're trying to continue to run your space and your race on traditional things, that's where you're going to fall behind.
Oh,
Even in
wow.
whatever job you're working in, I promise you those jobs are moving towards technology. Even when I was teaching, I had to eventually move from my grade book to now we're putting grades in computers. Now we're sending emails. Like either way, no matter where you are, if you don't learn to adapt and grow, then you are going to get left
Mhm.
behind. So
That's
those
good.
who are trying to who are being budding entrepreneurs, who are looking just to climb the ladder in success in wherever space you might be, you have to make sure that you are accepting the time and space that we are. You have to learn how to expand up on whatever it is you're already doing. Okay. That's the key to where you're going to be in order to grow and succeed is expand on where you already are. Okay. I tell my team all the time, listen, you're here, you achieve that rank, great. You're not going to go to the next level with the same space, energy, and people that you had. In order to get to
Mhm.
the next level, you have to add on to that, right?
That's
Not to
good.
say that the people that helped you get there already aren't still with you, but you have to grow in order to grow. And so that's where I see 2026 is with anyone who's looking to grow.
I love that. You can find her at tyronicacarter.com. I mean, you heard her. That was some business strategist energy right there, just so you know. But she's also a host. You know, she's an author now. She said 4 books. Don't get it twisted. And you can find out more about her at tyronicacarter.com. We appreciate you, Ty. I always, always, always enjoy being in your space and your energy and just gleaning from you, even when it's just casual conversation. Listen, millionaire energy is not about chasing, it's about capacity, it's about becoming the woman who can steward what she is asking for. It's about accomplishing, it's about executing. What did Makisha say? It's about aligning, right? And so as you go into 2026, remember that don't rush past what resonated with you tonight. Sit with it, write it down, get your journal because we both real big components of journals. And remember, you do not need a new identity. You need to build on top of what you're already doing. Use your
That's right.
gifts, use your talents, use what your God has already given you, use your education and leverage it and grow to grow, is what she said. You have to grow into new spaces to grow into new spaces, if that makes
Yep.
sense. All right.
Yep.
Tyronica, thank you for your transparency, your leadership, and your willingness to share not just your whiz, but the wisdom that comes behind the whiz. And I am excited. Until next time, this has been the sit down with Yolonda Jay. That 60 minutes went fast, didn't it,
I
go?
love that, girl. Listen, and shout out to you, honey, because I love this. Congratulations to you.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
growing and growing, and you are definitely using your talents, honey. I hear radio next. I mean,
I
that's just
hear radio.
powerful.
I want to do television. Ty, if I could have got you in the studio today, I would have. So in 2026, my execution is to be in a studio across. So when I do that, first Ben is coming to do the lighting, and then I'm gonna invite you back. I'm gonna
Hired. He's
invite you
hired,
back.
girl.
We love you again. Find her at tyronicacarter.com. She already mentioned she's got some things brewing for 2026, so you definitely want to follow her and snag her as your host. I mean, I know I had the host with the most voice, but she does her thing too. And if you want to grow in that strategy, business strategy space, she has a coaching opportunity there as well. And then pick up one of her 4 books because I'm sure they're on her website, honey, because
Yes,
she
they
got
are.
4 on her belt. Huh? I'm looking for the one by herself, though. I'm just going to hold her to that one. It's some wisdom that needs to pour out right there. You can call it millionaire energy. You can have that one. I'm not even going to
Listen,
take
first of
that one.
all, no lie, no lie. Listen, I'm just letting you
I
know that,
love it.
baby. I was like,
I love it. We are
hmm.
aligned. You are my sister. We are aligned. All right,
I
six.
promise you, I was like, hold on, might have
I could do
something there.
something with that. I love that. That just made my heart glad because you have given me 9 years. So if I can give you this one thing, have at it. Until next time, we'll see you at the sit down next Monday with Lisa Lakes. Come see what she's talking about in her space as she does education on a different level. So I want you to see her leadership space. We'll see you